Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. Today I want to talk about this couple named Brandan and Mary from 90 Day Fiance and give my thoughts about that. This was an idea for a video from a TikTok subscriber of mine. And so I'm going to just start by reading some things from screenrant.com, because I'm not familiar with this. And by the way, please subscribe to Love Beyond the Sea. I want to talk about foreigners and Filipinas and anything that can help a man be a good husband to his Filipino wife. I married my wife in the Philippines 8 years ago. So it says here that Brandan and Mary met on a dating app and were constantly on video calls together due to their shared history of being cheated on. And despite challenges and accusations of cheating, Brandan and Mary got married in April 2023, as confirmed by his mother and some wedding photos. And there are even some rumors that Mary, the Filipina, is pregnant. They're both 23 years old, by the way. So both young kids, supported by a meme posted by Brandan's mother as far as this potential pregnancy, and a conversation where Mary mentions she is pregnant. They're both 23 years old again. This was during the COVID-19 pandemic, and they started doing video calls. Great idea to do video calls. And soon it became a compulsion for them to be on call 24/7. Not a good idea. I spent probably 4 hours a day with my wife. I ended up marrying her shortly after that, but we focused on each other, and 4 hours a day was plenty. Maybe a couple hours before work and a couple hours after work. And I guess they didn't really trust each other, so they were on the phone an awful lot. So, what are my thoughts about this couple? I'm always interested in that show, 90 Day Fiance. And I do have some thoughts about this couple. Oh, also, I'll try to put a video in the link, I don't know, in the description box. I don't know if I can do that on TikTok because sometimes it doesn't allow me to. But Brandan, 23 years old, worked for about a year or so, and he spent $50,000 to $60,000 by his account on a house for her, and they had not met yet at the time of the video that I will try to show you. Now, normally you shouldn't send all the money you own to someone you haven't met in another country to build a house that they will own, not you. But since they are married, which I wasn't they weren't at the time I saw the video, but in reading more about it, if they are indeed married, well, that changes things quite a bit. And I think because they're married, they will probably live in that house. There's always a risk when you marry somebody or you send money for a house that maybe the picture isn't really the house that you're spending money on. There have been house scams before. So the fact that they're married, I assume everything is okay with this house. He dodged a big bullet there. Maybe a relative or two will live with Brandan and Mary. We have a house in the Philippines, and my wife has built a couple more. And we'd live with family if we were there full-time in the Philippines. It's a 5-bedroom house. That's okay with me. She wants to be around her family, so that's always a plus as far as I'm concerned. So he, over a period of months, he worked and sent this money to her. Now he's left with only about $250, I guess, in his bank account. And he's sure that she's for real. He felt that way before he went to meet her for the first time. And since they are both married, I think that bodes well for their future. Now, he spent so much time on the phone, he actually said he lost a couple of jobs. And, you do things like that because you're young and you're inexperienced, and, they didn't trust each other. But I just think it's still, I'm happy for him. I feel good for him. Please leave your comments that he went out there and he actually got married. His parents or godparents that he mentions should learn about the potential for a scam. I don't know how well versed they were on what he was getting into, but they said, they supported him, which was important to him. Both, of course, 23 years old, are going to have a lot of growing up to do. And one thing I point out a lot in my videos is you don't have to have it all figured out before you get married. You don't have to be an expert before you get married. You don't even have to have a ton of experience. You should be around some people that can lead you and guide you, since you are young and inexperienced. Now, the question, what happens if it doesn't work out? It's a fair question, and we always kind of ask that, but life is not without risks. Now married, he needs to take, at his young age, the lead in this relationship, make sure that they stay married, and he is going to learn a lot now that he is married. And I'm very excited for him and for them about that. I don't know what his plans are for work. Maybe you do. Maybe you know more about this than I do. I just wanted to touch on the topic. But work is going to be a major issue. I don't know if he's going to go back home. I think he's been in the Philippines for a while. He needs to do something for work. Don't know if he's coming back home for a while, save up some money, go back, work there, work online. I don't know. But that's real important. He's going to have to do something to earn money. Now, there's a part of me that thinks that without the typical large age gap, 20, 30 years or more, that this couple might have a better chance of making it work. Brandan and Mary, and maybe they have a family now of their own. Time will tell. I have a YouTube playlist called Young Men and Filipinas. I'm going through a series called Why Young Men Should Date a Filipina. I would like to see these younger Filipinas have a chance at a younger foreigner. Nothing against the older foreigners, but I think the way things are in the West right now, a younger man might not feel like he has any opportunity. But for a place like the Philippines, like I say, go where you're wanted. That's a place where he is now married. That's a place where I went and have been married for 8 years. All marriages, despite your age, your experience, or how many times, require unselfishness and the ability to forgive each other. And if they want to get along, they're going to have to learn to be unselfish and to forgive each other. I don't think their ages, 23 each, will be a negative. I don't have any reason to believe that it won't work out for them. I'm happy that he went out there. I think he did kind of roll the dice a bit with sending all that money out there. So he may have dodged a real bullet there, and since they got married, and now there's no safety net. There's no what ifs. You have to make it work, both of them. And I think usually that works best with the husband taking the lead in that area. So I'll try to keep my eye on this. Brandan and Mary, and the show was called 90 Day Fiance, I guess the other way, where he's going to her country, and they've got a place to live. Now he's going to have to earn some money. Let me know what you think about this couple. Let me know what you think about my thoughts, if I'm being unnecessarily optimistic. I just want to see them have a chance. They do need to rely on some older, wiser people, as all young people do, because there's so much that they don't know. There's so much they haven't experienced, and how to bounce back from hurtful words, from misunderstandings, miscommunication. I talk a lot about those things on my channel, so I hope you would take a look at some videos and subscribe here. And I truly hope that Brandan and Mary have found love beyond the sea.